Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and I may have lied to you all. I basically said because Crystal Creations is a stuff pack, I'm probably not going to do a lot of many follow-up videos, everything you might have missed about this pack before we get its release. However, clearly someone on the Sims team were like, we're actually going to overrule that. They started blowing up my Twitter timeline with a bunch of replies to people all about some of the crystals and their powers that are going to be introduced in this new stuff pack. So today I thought we would go over everything that you might have missed and check out what they had to say about these crystals. This was the original tweet from The Sims. You wake up not feeling your best. Which crystal are you charging first? I personally think I would go for either Amethyst or Jade. Ooh, Jade, Moonstone, and Amber are three of the new crystals. I think the three that we are getting in this new pack. Jade is for luck, abundance, and protection. Moonstone is for creativity and balance. Amber for bright energy. Turquoise is truth-seeking and communication. Amethyst, inner peace and relaxation. Hematite, grounding and focus. Ruby, passion and courage. And then Sapphire is wisdom, intuition, and clarity. So a bunch of Simmers started replying to this tweet because they were like, let us know and we'll give you a little sneak peek what the in-game effects are. Charmsy said, I love the color of amethyst, so I need that amethyst. And the Sims replied with, having amethyst in-game will allow you to charge your energy 1.25 times faster while sleeping. Your Sim will feel the most refreshed. They didn't really go into like how this plays a role. Obviously, we know we can charge crystals, so I'm gonna assume that it's actually, if you own this pack, it's gonna knock out just the generic energized moodlet that your Sims get. If you just have it like in your bedroom whilst they are sleeping, then it will obviously help your energy increase at a faster rate. Honestly, I think this pack is gonna be so OP for rags to riches, ruby to riches, if you will, purely for the fact that it is gonna help with skills, it's gonna help with a bunch of different moodlets that you can feel and also your Sims needs. I'm assuming that if you're also wearing jewelry that is made with those crystals and that is then charged, then that's when you'll get these effects as well. So you'll probably need to be wearing it if it isn't like necklace or something whilst your Sim actually sleeps to feel the benefit, but I'm interested to see how that actually happens. And then they actually added a little bit onto this because another person said amethyst, and they also said your Sim can wake up with a lucid dream moodlet. Not gonna lie, now I know that lucid dreaming doesn't always like lead to sleepwalking, but I do think it would be hilarious if your Sims could sleepwalk. I would just love to see the adventures that they could get up to if they were sleepwalking, but that's not really gonna, I doubt, do too much. I think it's just gonna be a little moodlet. Moonstone is absolutely one of the most interesting. I kind of thought that it would probably obviously relate to werewolves, and it does. I'm kind of hoping to see if like metals actually have an effect, because I can imagine silver having like a negative effect on werewolves, and maybe get their fury up at like an accelerated rate. Maybe they get an uncomfortable moodlet around silver. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they've done anything different with metals. Moonstone will make the bored moodlets vanish 10 times faster. So long, boredom. And then Ro responded with, I'll use it with my werewolves. Yibs. Moonstone also connects to werewolves with 2 times fury decay and 5 times rampage decay. Thank goodness for this. If you've been watching my Twitch streams, twitch.tv/EnglishSimmer, I've been doing the all collections challenge. Obviously, there's like the Moonwood relics, which you can definitely get more of if you are actually a werewolf. Werewolves are actually really, really helpful for collections anyway, because digging in the ground can actually get you a fair few collections. However, I do feel like a lot of the disadvantages, the kind of like quirks that werewolves can get, are so annoying. I have 2 right now that basically just make my werewolf uncomfortable all the time, which then leads to her fury just going up all the time. So this is absolutely OP. But then there's even more detail when it comes to Moonstone. Will there be any cross-pack integration? For example, different occults using them gives different effects. Mages, so it also affects spellcasters if you have the Sims 4 Realm of Magic, have 0 times failure if uncharged and a 0.5 times failure if overcharged. So that decreases the amount of times that they are going to fail spells or potions. Vampires also have a slower thirst decay when Moonstone is equipped. Moonstone, unrivaled legend of The Sims 4. They said that Amber introduces bright energy, so Angie, relatable. I need Amber today. I need Amber every day. Maybe it's actually just living in the UK and needing vitamin D. But Amber will bring sunny weather and good vibes. And then Nancy responded with crystals affect weather, side-eye. And Fuchsia got us a little bit more information on that front. Amber will also bring your sim sunny weather. Nothing like some good vitamin D. I didn't even like really read over these responses before I made this video. I can't believe that I made the same joke as the Sims social media manager. Such a millennial. Weird though that this can affect weather. I'm gonna assume that it gives you an energized moodlet, which is kind of what a lot of crystals do already. But if you have seasons, obviously it is gonna bring your sim sunny weather, which I think is actually really cool. I say weird in the sense that obviously that's like quite a big thing if you don't have seasons, but at this point I can imagine like a lot of players of The Sims have seasons because it's just such like a default thing for people to want. And I'm also never personally gonna complain about cross-pack compatibility. I have seen some people be like, oh, this is really like adding to other packs, like I don't get the most out of this if I don't have other packs, which I think is like valid to feel a certain way about that. But I also don't think that we should be discouraging the Sims team when it comes to cross-pack compatibility. I personally really love when the Sims actually focuses on cross-pack compatibility. I think it furthers on other things. Obviously, like a lot of the crystals are already base game. So even if you just have base game and you have this new stuff pack, like there's obviously going to be a fair bit that you can do. And obviously not every single one of the crystals was mentioned in this post. I think cross compatibility is a great thing for players for actually adding value into packs. Also, replayability. I mean, how many of us are actually going to start playing with crystals again now, even though they are a base game thing from like 10 years ago because of this new pack? Like it's going to rejuvenate some players' loves for collections. Sapphire is my birthstone, so probably that. Good choice. In-game Sapphire will level up focused skills 1.25 times faster. So that's pretty much, I feel, anything that uses the focus skill. So obviously that like goes up faster when your sim is in a focus, or maybe they do have them like split up into focus things, like I imagine logic, rocket science. They've never really talked about whether they have like skills that are grouped together, so it'll be interesting to see how that actually has an effect. I assume that's just gonna add a focus moodlet, which then obviously gives you like the little purple glow around the skill progress bar, which is technically already a thing in the game if you are feeling a certain way. I imagine that's how it's gonna work, but obviously I will be checking all of this out. Kate responded with Hematite, and your Sims will be immortal except for old age in game whilst Hematite is equipped. Now I personally, when I watched the trailer, obviously we did see a Sim wearing like a jet necklace, and that actually means that you can call the Grim Reaper at any time just to like hang out with you and like talk to your Sim. I personally thought it was gonna work in the sense that you are just invincible and your Sim could like never die. Say if it's like charged up, it then works like a death flower and you avoid Grim. I was really disappointed that that wasn't the case in the trailer, but this seems to have the effect that I personally wanted. It's just on a different crystal, so I'm so glad that this actually exists. I am still hoping that it's not like too overpowered and it only works if it is charged. That's my assumption anyway, just based on like charging of crystals. I just think that's so cool for storytelling. Also, a couple of people have been like, it's suspicious that you can now call the Grim Reaper at will. Obviously, there has been talks of us getting something related to the Grim Reaper when it comes to like a pack release or an update or a Grim Reaper career. I know a bunch of players want to see that, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you think any of these are hints towards getting something for the Grim Reaper in the future. Turquoise, up your Sim's charisma gains and increases extra success in friendly socials. Now that's something I personally don't feel we need in The Sims 4. The only thing that actually makes it hard for your Sims to actually grow a friendship with someone is if you have growing together and they obviously don't have great compatibility. I've noticed that that's had such an effect on my game recently. I was just doing the 24 whilst 24 challenge. I couldn't even romance Don Lothario because he was just in a bad mood. He did not like my sim. We didn't have similar interests whatsoever. So every interaction that we did just got us into the negative relationship. So I do think it is very easy to get up friendships in The Sims 4, but if you want to make it even easier, turquoise is your go-to crystal. Ruby, your sim will have no bad woohoo outcomes. Just means that you won't actually be embarrassed about woohoo. And they pretty much confirm that, I feel, with embarrassed moodlets banish faster and no bad woohoo outcomes for your sim with Ruby. And finally, we got someone saying Amethyst or Jade would be best, and Jade actually increases your sim's chances on finding crystals. Now, obviously, if you are going to become a jewelry maker in this game, then you're probably going to be running out of crystals fairly often. So that is definitely going to be helpful. I imagine that when you do go to look for a crystal actually within a rock, then instead of just getting the typical one, it will increase to like 1, 2, or 3. I'm assuming you'll get multiple crystals from the same rock. Kind of hoping that there'll be different crystals. I understand if it's just like you found 3 diamonds and it is the same, but I personally would like a variety. I did a video just over the weekend going over what we can currently do with crystals in The Sims 4, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely go do so. It does kind of relate to having like more crystals within your game as well in preparation for crystal creations coming out. I would say if you have Get to Work and the science career is available to you, get a sim into the science career. Going on an active day to the scientist career, crystals literally spawn all over the area where you are working. So if you want to stack up, definitely go about that. There is also the cloning machine in the science career where you can just place a crystal and then you can actually clone it. So therefore you basically get unlimited crystals. Also, if you have Realm of Magic, there is the copy pasto spell where you can pretty much just drag out any crystal into the world. You can copy pasto it and you will basically just have unlimited crystals available to your sim. There are definitely a ton of ways that you can prepare your game for having a bunch of crystals. You can even just go to the gallery, you can search crystal collection, go on most popular, and someone will have uploaded every single crystal that we have in the game so far. Obviously, I will have a bunch of videos up when I actually do get my hands on it. I'm gonna have gameplay up, I'm gonna have create a sim, and then some fun videos when it comes to cross-pack compatibility, how it works with other stuff within the game, maybe even do a cheeky little Ruby to Riches, see how well that works. Personally, I'm just really excited to have a new hobby. I'm so glad that stuff packs are back. I think the last 2 that we have got have been incredible. And yeah, it's just getting me excited and rejuvenated with The Sims 4. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Also, let me know down below what crystals you're excited to see what powers they hold that weren't actually included in this list. And thank you all so much for being here. I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.